Original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' Hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG. FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
And welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for ours.
We are so excited to have you here. Do you want to just stay on top of your game? I am standing up, thanks to our last caller.
John Apto got you to stand up?
He did. And at least for a couple of minutes. And he's right. The energy just shifts in your entire body. And I have a pretty bossy watch, right?
A bossy watch,
one that tells me
what time it is with a Minnie Mouse voice.
I know, it is so cute. My daughter just taught me that.
All right.
And my phone is usually on silent because I don't want to hear the buzzes and the dings and all of that.
Right.
And she says, if you take it off of silence and you click it, my Minnie Mouse will tell me what time it is. And so that's super cute. But anyways, the watch also tells me to breathe, to which, it thinks I'm going to stop and, inhale these long, deep cleansing breaths, which are super healthy, but it's kind of bossy about that. And then it does tell me to stand. Now, my least favorite thing is when I've been standing and it says it's time for me to stand. So it says time for you to stand, but what it really means is walk around.
Oh,
get a little exercise, woman, because sitting is detrimental to our health, our happiness, our weight, all of that.
All right.
And so I'm starting by standing because of John. Thank you so much. Here's a couple other strategies if you want to stay on top of your game.
I do.
Right? Keep yourself in control, following the trajectory of your success, which is what we all want, right?
Right.
And so here's a couple things to think about. Number one is you have to start now.
Start now. Don't say I'm going to. Don't put it off into the future. Starting strong helps you coast to the finish line with less stress than starting slow and agonizing over whether or not you're going to make your numbers and meet your goals.
Yeah, sometimes we need a do-over, right? And so we're going to have a fresh start. And so it doesn't matter where we were, how we got here, what we did or did not do. Starting now, this is where we're working at and going forward. Number two is if we want to stay on top of our game, we have to think about how much downtime, how much leisure time are we actually having in our schedule. Now, if you are a workaholic, you probably don't have a whole lot of leisure time. But if you are really thinking about staying on top of your game, how effective is that Netflix binging helping you get ahead?
Why you got to make it personal like that?
I'm all for being well-rounded, right? I do think you need good hours of sleep. That's not leisure time.
Yeah,
I think you need to exercise. That's not leisure time.
Also agreed.
I think you need to have quality conversations with people that mean a lot to you. That's not leisure time.
Agreed.
What I am talking about is what is required for you to stand out among the best. For, the Dave Ramsey, live like no one else so that someday you can live like no one else.
Yep.
And so if your leisure time, if your downtime, like you just need to get home and unwind and crack open a beer and hold on to the remote for 4 hours, no kidding, you're not getting ahead.
Number three, which is a perfect place for it, is no one's perfect. Listen, it has nothing to do with whether or not you're lazy or not. That's a secondary thing. I think we covered it pretty well. The reality is no one is perfect. And you have to have the grace enough to allow yourself to realize that you're not perfect either. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to, do something that's going to get them to fall down one way or the other. The question is how many times you fall down.
Mistakes are great though, because it tells me and tells you that you're trying. You're out there doing something. You're not going to make mistakes if you're not trying to get better.
It's so true.
And so the mistakes, they're an invaluable learning experience. They're part of the journey. And so it's not about perfection. And I think a lot of times we think it's got to be perfect before we'll start.
Right.
My website's not perfect. My business plan isn't perfect. My branding, I don't have. We're not waiting for perfection.
I don't remember who to attribute the quote to. It might have been a boxer. It says, fall down 7 times, get up 8.
I don't think it was a boxer. I think it's a ancient Chinese
Muhammad
proverb.
Ali sounds like the right person to say that.
He would say that too. Yes.
Just keep getting up.
Keep getting up. Now we talked about leisure time. if you want to get ahead, you've got to probably cut into, or stay on top of your game. You might have to cut into your leisure time. However, you do need to have a life. I'm not asking you to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No, but you mentioned, having a conversation with a loved one. That's time that you love, doing what you love, but it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. All work and no play is not what we're looking for, but it's when the playtime and the downtime becomes the excuse for you not getting the work done. That's the differentiator. And so if I've offended you, you misunderstood me. Okay?
Thriving in a great career is not the end of your freedom. Work isn't where the fun ends, and it's where all of your new important adventures begin. There's so much ahead of you that's going to expand your life. Each step along the way opens new doors for opportunity. So don't think of your job as, that's a full sentence.
That is a full sentence.
Right?
And we get it. Exclamation point. All right. If life is boring, something is wrong. Right? So look at ways that you can get involved in the community and humanity. Join some groups, build a network, go to church, go to the gym. What do you love to do around like-minded people? Network within your own industry and in other industries. Attend in-person events. Get out from in front of your computer. Go to dinners, go to charity dinners. If you need one on Saturday, let me know.
One, yeah.
Right? But if life is boring, you're not doing it right, because life is not boring. There are so many opportunities. There are so many great people. The more knowledge and experience you seek, the better you become. You want to stay on top of your game? Interact with people who are on top of their game.
Every day brings a new opportunity. Find a way to say yes to things that take you outside of your comfort zone. Say yes to personal growth by choosing to do exactly the things that you tend to fear. Train yourself to risk and risk again. Convince yourself to push through the doors where uncertain results loom on the other side. Why? Because we're trying to stay on top of our game. And if you have new experiences that bring you knowledge and depth, you will stay ahead of the game.
All right. You've got to be realistic about your goals and what it is you're trying to achieve.
True.
They say business is full of the unexpected. You cannot be successful.
Pivot.
If you consistently feel like you're not measuring up. And so set that bar, set it high, but make sure that it's also realistic. He says, otherwise you're going to burn out, right? We're going to push ourselves too far, too fast, and you'll get to a place where you burn out. So celebrate the successes along the way, the milestones, the achievements. Don't let those go by dismissed. Eric's really good at doing this in our office, is reminding me, because I will hit a goal and have an accomplishment, and I'm just like, okay, next, where do we go now? Where do we do next? It's like, Angel, celebrate this moment. You're right, because we'll get burned out. We forget how far we've come, and we think that we're all working with nothing to show for it, and that's not true.
And finally, let's park the car and have a conversation about personal care. Physical, emotional, mentally caring for yourself is probably the most valuable piece of advice we could give you over this whole thing, because none of it is worthwhile if you are on that road to burnout. None of it is worthwhile if you're not happy or rewarded one way or another. None of it's going to be great if you have a heart attack and die. So understand that personal care, eat clean, get enough sleep, drink water, exercise, take the day off here and there, and relax and enjoy life. Keep all things in moderation and balance.
Yeah, take care. I remember once seeing a workshop on which comes first, your health or your wealth, and which one do you focus on? And really, if you don't focus on your health, then all of your wealth will go on taking care of your health. And
so true.
I think that we, especially when we're young, like, we're unstoppable.
Yep.
Right? We don't need a lot of sleep. We don't need to eat healthy. Right? We bounce back. We fall down. We get up. It's as we get older, right? We don't bounce back as quickly. And the results, now, if the results were instant, like if you ate a cheeseburger and your butt instantly, gained 6 pounds, right? Right? You wouldn't eat cheeseburgers, but it doesn't happen instantly. The same with the healthy results. I go to the gym and I do 6 crunches. If I had instant abs, I would do that. None of it's instant. It takes time. So the negative takes time and it builds up. You didn't get here overnight. And the same with the health and wealth. You've got to create this consistency and these long-term habits that turn into the result.
What's your favorite personal care thing that you do?
My favorite personal, take baths.
Baths?
Oh yeah.
All right. That's kind of cool. I used to go for a massage. I don't do that anymore. I need to get back into it. But for me, it's reading. I love reading, and it doesn't have to be even a self-help or a business book.
Right.
I love just reading novels, and it gives me just a downtime.
You need that.
All right, gang. That's it for this segment. We'll be back right after these messages to tie this thing up, put a bow on it. You're listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network, home of positive business talk.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience.